Hello everyone, welcome back to Tim with Tomes and Tales. I'm Tim, author of Haunting, a short ghost story, and the hard-boiled detective novel Baltimore City. Today, I'm reviewing The Final Girls Support Group by Grady Hendrix. In horror movies, the final girls are the ones left standing when the credits roll. They made it through the worst night of their lives, but what happens afterwards? Lynette Tarkington is a real-life final girl, at least a real-life final girl in the context of this book. For more than a decade, she's been meeting with 5 other women and their therapists in a support group for those who have endured the unthinkable and now are working to put their lives back together. Then, one woman misses a meeting, and Lynette's worst fears are realized. Someone knows about the group and is determined to rip their lives apart again, piece by piece. But one thing about Final Girls is that no matter how bad the odds, how dark the night, how sharp the knife, they will never, ever give up. Now that was what was written on the back cover of Grady Hendrix' The Final Girls Support Group novel, and it is a subversive take on the slasher genre. Each of these girls have a passing resemblance to a popular slasher film. One was a babysitter, like in Halloween. Another faced off against a killer at a summer camp, as in Friday the 13th. There was a young woman who faced off against a horror movie enthusiast, like in Scream. Then there is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre-like survivor. Even Silent Night, Deadly Night is referred to. And lastly, I cannot overlook the one that reminded me closely of the Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, some of these characters resemble their movie counterparts, others not so much. But what I liked about them was that they were no longer girls. Years have passed since they've been attacked, and some have grown, while others have had trouble coping. Now, I enjoyed the ride Hendrix took me on. I liked the humor involved amid the action. The characters were interesting, and they had personality. Maybe one-dimensional personality at times, but personality nonetheless. However, I did peg who was the villain early on in the story, even though the author had tried to throw in a couple red herrings. Still, the author was very good at creating a mental image and putting me in the setting. Now, just reading the blurb of this novel, I had expected some veiled political messaging, but in my opinion, Hendrix kept it pretty balanced, at least early on in the novel. He was very realistic about what to expect in an attack when someone is physically bigger and stronger than the victim. However, by the end of the book, the message, men are the worst, seemed to be very prevalent. And that did kind of annoy me a little bit. However, there were also messages about taking control of your life and not letting the worst thing that happened to you define you. Again, like I said, I enjoyed reading the book, but it's not something I plan on reading again. It is a good conversation piece, and if you are interested in reading a book that subverts the slasher genre, this might be for you. Anyway, thank you again for joining me on my review. Please hit like and subscribe if you want to help out the channel. Or check out my own novel, Baltimore City. It can be found on Amazon. Stay safe, everyone, and happy reading.